Just replace Rain of Arrows with a skill to buff your damage and accuracy for the next shot. Kind of like the power-up from Hunters. Ooh. I really like that idea. I really like that idea. I don't know where it lives, but self buff for now, but here's the problem. I don't think that the game supports buffs for one shot. Right? We could go look at the Hunter code to try and figure it out, but I can't think of a perk that only affects one action. Right. Yeah, so that's an interesting one. I'd need an example. And maybe we can... I'm gonna have to bring up Asset Studio again. I apologize in advance. Make it stronger every time it hits. The power-up buff lasts for one hit. Are you talking about on the two-handed axe? It lasts for one turn, if that's the one you're referring to. The thing about Hunters is it lasts for one turn, but it only they only do one thing each turn, unlike us. Let's see. We want text assets only. Sorry, I'm gonna hide this for a moment and bring back Asset Studio. Apologies in advance for that. But let's see. So if we find Bounty Hunter data files. Oh, I selected textures, not text assets. That's bad. Let's see. Enemy skill sound definitions, enemy unit templates, enemy sound definitions, enemy affixes. We can also change the affixes for elites. Hey, Garen, we're currently we're going through all the changes we made last week and updating the spreadsheet. So that's still happening. But we're also kind of trying to do a bit of brainstorming around the short bow and its identity. One of the things that's a really cool concept that may make it into the short bow or might make it into the crossbow is the idea of like a sword style attack, but that moves you backwards rather than forwards. I like the idea of that. Let's see. Enemy skill. And I apologize that this one is small. All we get is sound definitions there. Unit template definitions. Unit template definitions. What do these contain in them? Okay, it might not have the word enemy in it, but there's nothing that says hunter. So then skill. Do we have a skill? Oh, skill definitions for enemies. Here we go. Okay. All right, so we'll need to dump the skill definitions enemies. Exactly, Garen. So it's like I was referring to it as like a disengaging shot is the thought. Okay, so we're going to need to dump the skill definitions enemies, to no one's surprise. I should have probably just been able to intuit that one, if I'm being honest, but since all the other ones are here as well. But skill definition enemies. View data. Let's export this to our base. Oops. Grab that. Sorry, I'm doing this not on... I didn't share this window because this is a short one, but... Oh, I already pulled this one out. Okay, we already have it. Good deal. I pulled out a bunch of the ones that I was like, ooh, that sounds fun. But so here is Skill definitions, enemies. So let's do power up. What do we think it's called? Hunter charged attack. Bounty hunter charged attack. That's literally what we were looking for right now, Garen. We were asking the question if there was some ability for, say, maybe the short bow to have some type of charged attack. So the question is, so this right here, the bounty hunter charged attack removes the charge status from the from the character. So now what we need to do is we need to see where charge shows up in this document. So if we come up here, okay, so the corrupted mage has it as well. So yeah, it says removed because that's the attack in Lustrous. So we need to find, here we go. Okay, so bounty hunter charge. It goes ahead and it says, Stu, I've seen some people playing it. I haven't gotten a chance to check it out myself. Does it look pretty fun? Do you think it's worth taking a look at? Oh, so this is cool. So I remember when charged enemies couldn't move. I liked that. I'm sad it's gone. But okay, so we add a charged debuff here. And then the question is, if we go up to the charged attack, it has a remove status, but where in the code does it have a can only be cast if? So we have caster animations. Good Aesthetics 2 has about the Shogun Showdown amount of replayability so far. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so what I'm not seeing here in the Bounty Hunter charged attack, and I'm gonna search for this in the code to see all the places where it shows up, is I'm not seeing a way. It ignores line of sight, caster effect, remove status. So it's possible, Garen. So if we want, we can try doing a charge up type of thing, but it may be hard coded. Okay, so we'll come back to that as well. We'll add that to the list. Let's see. So can we use charged? There we go. We'll add that to the question marks. Now let's go back to Kali. Move that like that, and then this is okay. This was fire thrower. So we're finishing up our audit over here. So the power staff we changed to fire vortex, circle-ish. So I'm going to say this is no longer circle-ish, but this is range 2 fixed. We don't care about renaming things right now. And I'm going to say this is like an oblong circle. I guess it's like an ellipse. Like so. All right. Then next change that we made was weakening touch, which we set to 3 uses, 1 AP, and propagation 3. Good. And then lightning strike, which I know is everyone's favorite and or least favorite, is currently a propagation 3. Yeah, so this is a prop 3. This one's still heavily in work in progress. You may still be able to add a regular plus damage buff and remove it on using another skill, although that would likely interfere with other damage buff sources. Yeah. If charge attack doesn't work, maybe we can do a self or not buff action that costs AP. Potentially, yeah. So this is 3 strike spots and then like awkward triangle. There we go. All right. And then what other changes did we have here? So then we changed, yes, we changed acid spray to be minus block, which is a pretty minor change. And that is scaling from Minus block, kind of 15 to 30. Right? 15 all the way to, all the way down to 25. Okay. Okay. So, whew. All right. So now we've at least updated the spreadsheet. Except that I went through ranged a little bit and talked about things I wanted to change. Which is like impaling. I wouldn't mind heavy bolt having some identity to it. Some uniqueness. And then over here, I like where the wand is. I think Infect is fine. Infect sounds like it should be the thing that adds contagion. But that's a different story. Scorching Wave and Fire Thrower, I think, are sufficiently unique. Hammer of Faith always seems weird to me, but I think it's okay. I think Acid Spray is still boring. Yes, I shared it up above in the chat, but here, I'll grab it for you again. Come on. There we go. There we go. There's the link right there, Garen. All right, cool. Okay, so now we've taken stock. We've taken a look at everything that there is. So now the question is, let's bring the spreadsheet up here for a second. Let's do the experimentation with Charge Shot, because that seems interesting, right? Seems interesting. So remove status. So we're gonna try to do. Let's see. Sorry, can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just grabbing a code snippet of what adding charged looks like on a hero. There we go. So okay, so it is, and here I'll bring this over so that people can see what I'm looking at. So caster effects, buff, base chance 1, bonus of 40, can affect enemy units, can affect playable units. Status resistance, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is the Corrupted Mage charge. It does too many things. Let's find the other one, which is this one here, which is just caster effect charged. Simplest thing ever. So let's just grab this. I say simplest thing ever, but you know. So we're gonna go to the short bow. Whoops. Yes, I did, Garen. Thank you. I missed that one completely. Let me get it. Let's see. +1 move, and then range, no mod. And then, oh, and the other thing that I did that we have to try out is I added rotation to the two-handed axe. So we'll get to that in a second. But where am I right now? I'm in magical weapons. I want to be in ranged weapons, and then we're gonna go find. We're going to go find the short bow. There's the short bow. And for now, let's just grab this. And this is under generic. Oh, I should turn off that because we're not too worried about that. Come over here. And then it's under generic, but generic skill effects. Oh, we went back to the wrong one. So we have a skill definition. Then we have a skill action. Then we have generic skill effects. So we're going to have an attack. I'm just going to leave the attack. I'm going to put a... Actually, I think we can do... I think we can do it this way. We'll find out. This may be a breaking change. Okay. So we have generic skill effect, and then we're going to add charged turn counts 2. Okay. And I'm not gonna bother trying to get rid of it. I just want to see if this actually even works. So let's do that. Then we'll go into Asset Studio, find ranged weapons, import data. We don't want that. We want this. Save all. Save, replace. Okay. Copy here. Okay, let's reset and let's see. We're gonna need to get a longbow, and then we're gonna need to play a knight, which will be good. It'll be nice to break things up by playing a knight. But we'll be able to see if it actually shows up on the thing. Obviously, long term, we don't want this on the short bow's primary attack. That's not the vision, but this is really just us testing to see. Oh, and then... Oh, that was weird. Okay, so do we have a short bow in our inventories? We do not. Can we pick one up from our night reward? We cannot. Can we pick one up from the shop? Short bow. Look at that. Look at that. For now, I think the rifle is relatively well defined, so I'm going to do that, and then let's just get people on their various sides. We also haven't gotten gear or anything, so we need to kind of. I'm playing this game a little sloppy. Let's not pretend I'm not, but... Yeah, so once we get the buff on someone, I can go ahead and we can enter and exit to test out whether or not it's working as anticipated. What are we looking for here? As a side note, defensive training at some point is going to have to change. Just because our defenses are no longer doing damage. So it's not, it doesn't exactly work. But we'll do that. Exactly, Marcus. That's what we're going to do next. But I want to make sure that we can actually apply charge and the buff actually shows up. And if that works, then we will start taking a look at things. We could quantity versus quality, which might absolutely decimate everything. I don't think we want to do that. Let's grab that. Now these. We're spending a lot of mana just because we're testing it aggressively. Now I just picked up a bunch of gear. I'm going to be pretty quick about grabbing gear. Right? We're not trying to. We don't care if we lose. Plus XP if killed on a Haven tile. Love the concept. Unsure if that is something that would be kind of like easily moddable. I would need to find a template, as is often the case. I need something else that kind of like behaves that way. I think it would. I think it might just catapult corpse strats into the rarefied atmosphere, which could definitely be a problem. Now we changed catapults, and I think I want like another catapult. All right. At some point, we're going to do traps, too. That adds damage for enemies. Oh, yeah. We can take a look at that really quickly. Let's go over to perks. And then... let's see. So, how does Don't Panic work? Because that's one of those tiles. So, let's see. Computation state, accuracy... So this is the entirety of Don't Panic right here. I'm not seeing any... So, okay, so highlight if is true has target tile and is true target tile is city tile. See, so we can do conditional targeting, but I don't know that we can then translate that into, say, XP, because let's find defensive training. So it has XP multiplier, kill multiplier, and wave multiplier. And it is event on defense killed target. Yeah, so this is where we run into problems, right? Is somewhere in the code is on defense killed target. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, Turok. We can definitely... We're testing that out right now. But... let's see, wait. So, wave multiplier 1 plus... Anyways. Okay. Let's do a little bit of fighting, and then we'll come back. Oh yeah, I picked up a bunch of gear, didn't I? That I should probably, like, dole out to people. We're using a lot of two-handed weapons right now. Just get people a little stronger. I think the dagger's okay for the moment, but I may want to make some changes to the sword. Check how Avid Learner works. Sure. Yeah, so Avid Learner is just a raw experience gain multiplier bonus. So basically, it just increases the stats of everyone. Don't heroes get XP for each individual kill? Can't you make heroes get temp XP multiplier for killing heroes in Haven tiles? So the way that this works, the way that XP is doled out is you generate XP for an individual when they get a kill. And there's also a shared XP pool that gets doled out. I don't know where all of the code for that is, but I don't think we can change stats on the fly. But we'll see. Anyways, we got some gear. I think we'll probably be okay. Famous last words. Anything else we want to get in here? All right, let's try it out. First thing we want to do is we want to fire off a short bow shot in order to see if indeed we gain charged. So, short bow. Now, what do you have? I don't see charged. Right? Is it possible to double the kill count for enemies killed in the Haven? Not out of the question, but I don't know how. Okay, so I want to check Super Spin. Yeah, so the problem is we would have to be on these tiles to make it work. And rotating this on the diagonal doesn't change anything. So the plan to have this be rotatable is not going to work. That seems quite clear to me. Okay, so that's that. Then there's you who has the longbow still. Okay, we need... Oops, I don't want you to move like that. See, so I love... Oh, God, I really love the spear. That's a lot of damage. But I think that's a really cool... Because, like, if I come to here, right, we don't get the kill on this guy. This triple swipe continues to be the most awkward bell at the ball. For sure. Let's see. So if I move you one forward here... And then if I want, we have watch out. Oh, which requires vision. So I need to move to like here to get it. But that gives you back some movement. Okay. Super Spit can hit the same 3 tiles with 4 multi-hits. That seems quite strong. So here's the thing. It's not range modifiable, Garen. So I don't think it's as strong as it might sound on first blush. Right? The thing about most multi-hit attacks that are so devastating, at least from my perspective, is that they can then target like many creatures, right? Whereas if you're only hitting creatures in melee, you basically don't have that many options for what you can hit. But yeah, it is strong against bosses for sure. Let's see. Okay, so if I move you here, but yeah, against bosses, it's going to do some good damage. But I think that's okay. I don't think that's world ending. God, this is so impressively awkward. Lightning Bolt wins all of the awards for awkwardness. But yeah, I don't think having like grand scheme of things, it's also only strong against bosses that you can get directly next to, which is not a feature that exists for all bosses. Like, good luck using that on Nessie as an example. Okay, so we have the mystery of charged, though. It doesn't look like we got charged as an effect. We've been experimenting with Lightning Bolt. To my knowledge, it is currently in an okay state. Yeah, so this gives charge too. So we could try seeing if we secretly have charged, but it looks to me like it doesn't work the way that we wanted it to work. Wait, I'm also looking at the code here, and I don't think this is the way I wanted this to look. Oh, see if it's a bug like stun? Sure. Let's go back to main menu. We've used the ability. Illustrious, I still think it breaks the game, to be perfectly honest. Like, having seen, like, they kept, like, we talked about this a lot back in the day with Blaze. So yeah, so I'm not seeing, I would assume that the buff would show up here, and I'm not seeing it on Anita, despite the fact that we just exited and re-entered. Maybe you need to add charge under attack, not generic. We can try that. I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, I don't want it to charge up the thing that we hit. But let's try putting charged here. It did show up in the tooltip, so I was feeling pretty good about it. But we can grab that, and then let's export it, send it, So the thing is, but you can eventually get to 5, right? Like, the thing is like every multi-hit you pick up is multiplying the number of propagates, and every propagate is multiplying the number. Like, you know, it just scales in a way that it becomes unique in the game for being the only ability that has it. Now, if any ability was going to have it, I think there's something interesting to be said for Lightning Bolt being that thing. But it's a lot. So anyways, let's see. We just killed it. And we can play with it. Like, the old Blaze was just insane though. Like, it was off the charts strong. All right, let's see. We've switched this over to being a skill effect inside of Precise Shot's main attack block. So, first of all, you have nothing. Did you see that? It charged up the enemy. Hold on. Let's advance this one. That was funny. I need to shoot something that can't die. Or that won't die, that is. But I'm pretty sure that it charged up the enemy. Okay, you can shoot this guy. Worst skill ever. Okay, so this reminds me of the block of code that we used for hip shot. Let's go find hip shot, because there's some potential here, right? Okay, so hip shot, we do caster effect, regen stat. So I think what we want to do is we want to do caster effect under, this is a subheader of skill effect. So is it possible to have a variable cost so it scales? So we have seen equations in some of the fields. I am not convinced that we can do it anywhere though. We'll science that out too. So skill effect, caster effect, charged for 2 turns. Okay, let's try that. Would a friendly fire attack kill or charge the hero? It should charge the target. That seems reasonably certain in my mind. We could test it if we wanted to, but we're clearly applying charge to the thing we're targeting. Because that would be a way of making Marcus's idea of the propagate and multi-hit work. Oh. That is interesting. The idea of giving buffs to other people that then can be consumed like charged is kind of an interesting concept. All right, but let's see. We just switched it, so now it should be a caster effect. So let's do this. Yeah, like for instance, we could have watch out add charge. We could talk about charged becoming more of a currency than it currently is. Like charge could be like the combo concept in Darkest Dungeon if we wanted it to be. Right? Like we could have skills that give charged and skills that consume charged, and then we can make the consume charge skills stronger. That could be really interesting. All right, so now when I do this, we gain charged. Yes. Okay. All right. Oh, and I love that it gives a little icon above our health bar. That's fun. So now we can talk about building a skill that consumes charge. Scary thought. See, I like the way super spin works a lot as a side note. I think it's pretty genius. And I also think that this pierce attack, where it's doing less damage to the first two, but it does maximum damage at the tip of the spear, is just, it's just a really cool dynamic to be exploring. We set it to gain charge for 2 turns. It's not 2 charge, it's 1 charge for 2 turns. So now we have to test. Now we have to make Rain of Arrows only usable when you have charge. Or maybe we should make Power Shot so we can test it. That'll be easier from a testing perspective. So Power Shot now. Oh, what I mean is fire again. Okay, we'll fire once more. Let's see. We'll kill that runner. So now we have 2 charge for 2 turns. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. So let's now the thing is I bet we remove both stacks when we use Power Shot. But let's add it in. Okay, so we're going to go over to skill definition. We're going to come over here, and now we're going to find a remove status effect charge. What does this look like? So caster effect, remove status charged, base chance 1. I don't know that we have a way to cap charge at 1. We could make it 1 turn. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to do skill effects for Power Shot is going to be remove status effect. Why does this look like... Oh, yeah. Oh, we need caster effect around it, too. All right. I was like, why is this indented the wrong amount? It is because I forgot that. So at the moment, I'm expecting that this remove status is going to remove both. That's my theory. Let's scoot that back over that way. But we've done the thing, and then this is just silly, but just thematically, Power Shot is now going to do 4x, but it's going to require you to have charged. Yeah, and now we'll test it out. So let's import the files. Hold on, let me get that. We will import. This is our range, yeah. Our ranged weapon changes. Save and apply. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really potentially very cool thing. And I'm thinking that depending on how hard this is to do, the other thing that we can do is we can start to have more options for what we add. Right, exactly, Marcus. That's the thing that we're testing is, does the remove status check for the presence of the status? My suspicion is yes, which is going to be perfect for what we want. It's 1 AP in Lustrous. we're just fooling around though right now. Okay, so right now this says lose charge effect. That's working perfectly. So right now we have 2 charges. If I move forward and do this is doing 1600 damage on a crit. There we go. We lost all the charges. Okay, so now if I do another Power Shot. Okay, so right now it's not working the way that we want it to. So yeah, I'm liking this idea a lot. I think this could be the short bow's identity. It could be the first weapon that we design that has like a generate combo and then utilize combo type of thing. But the logic that was supposed to prevent us from working did not work. So now we have to try and find what, if anything. So cardinal directions only, false, damage, ranged attack type, skill effect, ignore line of sight. We got some path stuff. Caster aim. Hero cast assassinate recoil. Well, so right now we haven't figured out how to make it require charge at all. So one step at a time, right? We don't know what the mechanism is that is preventing us from doing an action unless we have charge. So there may be. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to search in the files for any instance of charged attack just to see what it is. So it looks like all we have, and you guys can't see this because it's in the other half of my browser window or my my code window, but it looks like there are only 25 instances of charged attack being present. Let's see. So what is the code for that on the Twisted? So the Twisted, so basically like we want to look for all the charged things, and we have there's 31 of them. So here's the Twisted, the Corrupted Mage Death Ray. And it's the same deal, right? It has a base damage, an attack type magical, a damage multiplier of 1, then it has skill effect, caster effect, remove status, no dodge, no block, etc. Has a duration, has a visual effect, has cam shake. So I don't see anything in here that is making the skills only usable. Now, it is possible that code, I'm worried that code exists inside of somewhere else, but hey, Alvi Coot, welcome. So, no, I am not a Twitch affiliate at the moment. I super appreciate your kind offer, and it may happen at some point in the future. Not to derail the conversation too much, but first of all, I really appreciate you. And if you want another free thing you can do to support me, tossing me a subscription over on my YouTube channel is a huge help. So I would super appreciate that. But the short version of it is that Twitch historically prevented people from multi-streaming, and I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And I've been doing that for a long time. And so I didn't want to sign up for their partner or affiliate program because of that. They recently changed those rules. There's still a weird rule where they don't want you to show YouTube and Twitch chat at the same time on screen like I do in this stream. So I'm trying to decide if I'm actually going to pull the trigger, but at some point in the future you may be able to, and I appreciate you asking. Thank you so much for the support, and I'm glad you enjoy the videos. Yeah, it may be, Marcus, but I think it's worth us poking around just a little more. So let's bring up